Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. We're here to celebrate the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. We have our teams in place. It's been a tremendous week here in Nassau. And on behalf of everyone here at the Bowl, we want to thank the media for coming out today. This afternoon, we're going to do a couple of rounds of guests to talk to you about the week and the teams. First, to my immediate left is Britton Banowski, the president of the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, and also the commissioner of Conference USA. And next to him is Hector Munoz, who is Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Chief Marketing Officer for the U.S. And so at this time, we'll turn it over to Britton for his opening statements on behalf of the Bowl. Britton.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I'll be brief. What a great week we've had. I can tell you we thought this might be the ultimate bowl experience when we envisioned it 18 months ago. And it seems to have come together as the ultimate bowl experience for our student athletes and our coaches. I think they've had a great week. They've worked hard. They've also had a chance to enjoy the culture here and get to know the island. And so it's been terrific. A lot of thanks to our partners and our friends. At the top, I guess I'd say to the Ministry of Tourism, who's helping us promote the game locally and engage here. It's been a great partnership. We appreciate that very much. To my left, Hector and his team at Popeyes have done a phenomenal job of partnering with us and obviously launching our brand, so thank you very much. Hector, we've got a number of other sponsors. Atlantis has been great, not a better destination for a bowl in the world, I would say probably. And then we have Coke, and we have the great people from Coca-Cola. The folks from Bacardi have been particularly helpful. So folks here at the stadium have been great. So all things considered, we're ready to go. Teams are locked and loaded. The bowl has come together, exceeded our expectations in virtually every way. So we're pleased, and I guess we'll pass it over to Hector.
Yes, please. Well, thank you, Britton. Good morning. My name is Hector Munoz, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen here in the U.S. It is my pleasure to officially welcome you all to the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. I will tell you the entire Popeyes family couldn't be prouder or honored to be able to be the title sponsor of this bowl game featuring two great coaches that I've had the privilege of getting to know over the course of the last few days. Two great coaches that are obviously going to lead WKU and Central Michigan onto the football field to what promises to be just an exceptional football game. This inaugural bowl marks the first time that Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen has ever sponsored a bowl game, and I'll tell you, we couldn't be more pleased with obviously the partners involved, with the two teams, with the setting. How can you get better than the Bahamas? And all, the leadership from Conference USA, Lee Miller at the Bahamas Bowl, and all the other partners involved with this game. Like with college football, Popeyes enjoys a real passionate, rabid fan base, if you will. And because of that, we felt that partnering with this historic game just made a lot of sense. And it's something that we're obviously going to continue to evaluate as we move forward. There are a lot of things people may ask, well, why the Bahamas? Well, we feel that there are a lot of things that we have in common with the great culture of the Bahamas, and that's, the love for food, love for music, the fun, festive type atmosphere. That's really what our brand stands for at Popeyes, and because of that, there was no better bowl game to associate ourselves with. That being said, I'm very pleased and excited to inform you that we will be unveiling our newest product innovation tomorrow at the game. For the first 4,000 guests that come to the game, we're going to sample them a new product that's not going to be in our restaurants in the U.S. Until December 26th. And during the game, we're actually going to be introducing it to the public. So that's a great opportunity for all the locals to sample what we believe is going to be an exceptional product. So with that said, what can be better than that? Great football, great weather. I believe I've heard it's going to be a wonderful, spectacular day, and great food. So it just promises to be just a wonderful day. And again, on this moment, I just, on behalf of Popeyes and the over 60,000 family members worldwide, we want to wish both coaches and both schools the best of luck tomorrow. Thank you.
We'll take any brief questions for Britton or Hector.
Red light comes on, when you finish.
All right, this time we will meet the Conference USA representative to the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, WKU, their head coach, Jeff Brom, their quarterback, Brandon Dowdy, and their linebacker, Nick Holt. The Hilltoppers are one of the top offensive teams in the NCAA, a top 10 offense, like to throw the ball around the field a lot. And if you saw their game against Marshall, a 67-66 victory against a ranked team in the final regular season game, you'll understand, I think, why the Bahamas will be very excited to watch this brand of football tomorrow. So at this time, I want to introduce Coach Brom and let him make an opening statement, and then we'll get to our student athletes. Coach?
Thank you very much. First off, I want to thank the Bahamas. I want to thank Popeyes for their sponsorship and all the sponsors that are part of this tremendous bowl game. I want to thank Conference USA. It's our first year in the conference, and we couldn't be happier to be exactly where we're at right now. It's been an outstanding experience this entire week for not only our players, our coaches, our administration, our fans, but it's truly been something that I think they'll cherish the rest of their life. It is, like we've said, a premier bowl destination, and I think that we're fortunate and lucky to be here. We've had a fantastic time. Our players got to experience the culture here. They've got to get out in the community. They've got to go to the children's home. They got to put out a football clinic. And they came back and they raved about it. And they had a great time. They had a great time working with the kids. They've had a lot of fun at the Atlantis Hotel the entire week they've been here. And we've also been practicing football and getting ready for this bowl game. I think that our players are as happy as they've ever been. Because of that, I told people they've practiced better than they've ever had, which is a good thing. So I think they're ready to play. They're ready to get out on the field, showcase what our university is all about. It's a great opponent. We're playing in Central Michigan. It's had a very good year as well. A very disciplined team, very tough team, very good on defense. So I think it's a great matchup that hopefully the fans will enjoy and everyone will have a good time. But we're happy to be here, and it's truly been a remarkable experience. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to our student athletes, Brandon and Nick. Brandon, you start us off. Talk about the week here at the Bahamas and what you guys have experienced and what you've enjoyed about being here.
Well, when you get to come to a bowl like the Bahamas, you kind of think like, man, this is going to be pretty cool. But, you know, it exceeded our expectations. You know, everyone's been awesome, you know, friendly, everyone's friendly. And we've been just enjoying our experience, enjoying our teammates, and still trying to keep a focus on playing a football game. You know, I think that's important for us as a team, as a community in Bowling Green. So it's been really cool, really different, and you know, it's something I'll take with me the rest of my life.
To build off what Brandon said, I mean, this is the best destination out of any bowl in the country. So we've had a great time, but one thing that we did really well as a team is in the morning we had our meetings and we had our practice, and we practiced hard and got prepared. But after that, then we all can relax, and so we took care of the business side, but also we're in the Bahamas. You want to go swimming and have fun and enjoy all the activities and amenities that this place has to offer, and yeah, it's been fantastic so far.
And I'll ask the first question to Coach, and you guys are coming in on a 4-game win streak, coming into this game. What, if changed, or what sort of clicked in the last month for you guys to be playing this well coming into the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl?
Well, I think our team has grown as the year went on. We were at a point where we were 3-5 at one point in the season, and we kind of challenged our team, challenged our coaches that we all had to find a way to get better and do our part. And I think we bought in. We were very critical of ourselves individually and then as a unit. And then we kind of put a little playoff mode on the last part of our season and basically said we're in the playoffs now. For us to advance, we have to win. And we started to win. And our guys worked hard. They had a good attitude. They practiced hard all year. They're a great group of men that love the game of football. They love each other. They love their teammates. And then as we won, we kind of challenged them even more that, the farther you advance in the playoffs, the stiffer the competition gets. And when we found a way to go into Marshall on a 3-game winning streak to our team, we told ourselves this was our championship game. And while Marshall was going to win the championship with the record, for us, if we could beat the champion who was undefeated on their home turf, in the top 20 or 25, we could call ourselves in our room the champion. We were able to find a way to do that in an exciting game, and now because of that, we've been able to advance to an even bigger assignment, and this is truly a fantastic bowl game that we're looking forward to playing in, and we couldn't be happier, like I said, to be exactly where we're at.
Brandon, I want to ask you, on the offensive side, you guys have a lot of weapons. Can you talk about your receivers and your backs and the guys that you get the ball to, and what we can expect tomorrow?
Well, we got a wide variety of guys that make me look good. Those guys are, I think I give them all the credit. The offensive line doesn't get enough credit. I think they do a tremendous job of keeping me upright, keeping my mind on it, and I think those guys really do a good job of making plays after they catch the ball. And like Taylon Taylor, Jared Dangerfield, Antoine Grant, those guys are unbelievable. We got some tight ends that we have weapons at tight ends that they play well, and they do a good job and blocking and running. And we got a running back that is, in my opinion, one of the best running backs in the nation, and he does a good job of communicating and making sure that he's on top of everything. So we have a special group on offense, and so we're really excited to be here, and we got a big challenge ahead of us with this Central Michigan team that's really stout on defense. So.
And Nick, on the defense, we don't forget your side of the ball. You got a team in Central likes to hold on to the ball. You guys are pretty opportunistic on defense. Talk about your group a little bit and what we can expect from your guys.
Well, first and foremost, we need to stop the run. They're a run-heavy team. They like to get into some powerful formations and kind of run the ball down your throat and then throw it over your head with the play action. So it is critical we stop the run. And make them throw the ball and get in 4 or 5 wide receivers, which they don't do very often. So really the most important thing is stopping the run early.
All right, let's open up the questions for Coach and our student athletes. Gentlemen?
Coach.
Well, actually, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Grass surface is good as well. We've had the opportunity to practice on the field. It's an outstanding field. I think that our players, it doesn't bother them one bit. But we're excited to play in this stadium. This is a beautiful stadium. It's something that our guys, whether it's turf or grass, they're ready to play. But this stadium really is what they're excited to play in.
For the quarterback, being a fifth-year senior, how much control do you have on the offense and be able to make audibles with a tough Central Michigan defense?
Well, I think it's critical. I think you got to be able to see everything, see what they're doing, and you got to react to it. I think the Central Michigan team is really good. They're sound. They compete their butt off, and they really do a good job of doing their assignments and being actual football players. Some teams get into schemes and they start scheming, and those guys they go off and do their own thing, and it's work for them. And I think they do a good job up front. Good job. We just got to be able to communicate everything and get everybody on the same page, and that's important tomorrow. So.
Coach, can we ask you a little bit about your defensive unit? We talked a lot about the offense, but talk about what your defensive unit has brought this year, and especially in the last month.
Well, we knew going into the season last year we were very, very good on defense, number one in the conference. We had about 5 guys going to NFL camp, so we were a very talented team this year. Truth of the matter is we are very young, and I knew there would be some growing pains. I think that our guys definitely struggled early in the year, but in the middle of the year, I think we regrouped. We found a way to improve. We wanted to just try to find a way to take baby steps and get better each and every week. So about midway through the year, when we challenged our guys, I think they kind of started to mold together a little bit. They got better. We played 3 really good games on defense that really helped us win. Obviously, the last game was a tough game, it was a high-scoring game, but we found a way to get turnovers. Our defense has been very good at creating turnovers and giving us the ball. So if they can do that for us, for our offense, I think that'll help us. But they have improved as the year has gone on, and I expect them to play very well this game.
Coach, how important is it for the team to get your first bowl win as an FBS program, and what could that do for the program?
Well, it's huge, and it's very important. I think that we've stressed the importance of winning is the number one goal when we come down here for a lot of reasons. We have some momentum going right now. We want to try to keep the momentum, and to do that, you have to win this game. And people are going to remember the last game we played in. So our last game is over. It was a fun game that we found a way to win, but we have to move on. We're facing a different opponent that has different strengths. Very sound on defense. They run the ball very well, so we have to take away what they do best, but it is very important to win this game. Our guys, I think, are ready for the game. We realize what a win can do for us.
Brandon, your top 2 receivers within a yard of each other in overall receiving yards. How was that competition between them made them better? And do they have any sort of internal rivalry with each other?
No, we don't have any rivalries or anything like that. But definitely, I think, when competition, you guys are kind of competing and stuff. We don't really get into numbers much, but, with our receiving crew, I think we do a good job of, competing. We have enough talent at the receiver position to compete and challenge each other every day. And, those guys do a really good job of studying things and communicating with me on the sideline what's working, what they like, and it helps. Our guys get on the same page and we start rolling. We're tough to beat, so.
Anything else for Whip? Good.
What does it mean for you to be able to get senior class a victory for the end of the career?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. That's really the only way to go out as a senior. Winning a big-time bowl game in the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. I mean, that would mean the world to them, and really to our whole program. I mean, this would be our first bowl win as an FBS program, and that's we've treated it like the most important game of Western Kentucky's football history.
Anything else for our student athletes or coach? Okay, in just a moment we'll have the ministers. Okay, one second. Which minister? We'll have a photo opportunity with the 2 head coaches and the trophies in just a couple minutes. We'll just put it in here. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to do the photo opportunity with the trophy here. Okay. At this time, we will introduce the MAC participant in the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, the Central Michigan Chippewas. Their head coach, Dan Enos, wide receiver Titus Davis, and Justin Chirochi from the defense. These guys, the Chippewas came into this game winners 5 of the last 7. They had some signature wins early on at Purdue, but they're also a team that's playing very well. It's a team that likes to hold on to the football. But I think they'd like to, more than anything, like to hold on to this week in the Bahamas. So I'm going to ask Coach to talk about his and his team's experience here on the islands and then what they enjoyed.
Thank you. We've had just a really marvelous time. This has been a first-class experience for, first and foremost, our student athletes, but also our coaches, administration, and the extended families that were able to come with us and participate in this week's festivities. So it's really been a great trip from the flight over to getting into Atlantis, and then obviously the resort itself, and then being able to practice in the stadium and practice at the practice facilities been very good. And again, we've had just a great time. We appreciate all the hospitality and look forward to competing tomorrow.
Titus, I'll start with you about what did you enjoy about the week here and your experience in the Bahamas?
Mostly the warm weather. Coming from Michigan, where it's like 20 degrees, and being in 70-degree weather is a big difference, and that's probably been the best part for me, and just getting to see everything and experience the things here.
And then Justin, same for you.
It's just kind of been a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a lot of us, and it's just it's an amazing place, and it's a lot to soak in, so just trying to, we're blessed to be here, so just trying to take it all in.
Coach, I guess we'll talk about a little bit about the weather. You got nice weather, and obviously, up in your neck of the woods, it's been cold this time of year. Are there any concerns tomorrow in playing this, something you probably hadn't in this sort of warm weather since maybe late September, early October?
Yeah, I think both teams will have to handle the environment, have to handle the weather. Certainly, we've done our best to try to anticipate being in this type of environment. We've practiced very hard when we were back in Mount Pleasant. We have an indoor practice facility. We're fortunate to have that. We had the heaters cranked up all night and all day, and actually had it up in the mid to high 80s in the indoor. And as I asked Titus on Sunday during our first practice, I said, is it warmer in the indoor or here? He said, well, at least out here you can breathe. So they couldn't breathe in the indoor facility. So we did the best that we could. We conditioned and trained very hard, and we've had some good practices since we've been here. I think hydration and the nutrition process and the ability to get off your feet and rest will play a huge part, but certainly both teams will have to deal with it, and we feel like we've done a good job of anticipating that.
Titus, let's talk about the offense. Obviously, you're one of the main targets, but talk about your quarterback and your other receivers and your running backs and what we can expect from the Chippewas tomorrow.
You know, one thing about our offense is we're very deep, especially in the backfield. We have a lot of running backs that can take on, you know, whatever we put in front of them. And Coop has done a tremendous job all year. You know, he's taken over the offense, and he's been a great leader. And, you know, that rubs off on all of us. Our O-line has been playing at an extremely high level, and, you know, coming into this game, I think they've improved a lot, and we're looking for this to be a big game.
Chester, we don't want to overlook the fact that you guys have a top 20 defense. And tell us a little about your defense and what makes you guys so good this season.
I think we got a lot of depth, and we got a good class of upperclassmen. So just really being disciplined and assignment sound, and we're all on the same page and just swarming to the football. I think that's played a big part in the defense we played this year.
Coach, one more for you. Like Western Kentucky, you guys are coming in a bit of a roll. What changed in the second half of the season to get you guys where you are here today?
Well, I think, you know, we opened up with two wins. Then we had, I think we lost 3 in a row until we got back on track. I think, you know, our difficult schedule had a lot to do with that. We had to play 3 teams from the AQ conferences in a row, a team from the Big Ten, a team from the ACC, and a team from the Big 12, and then, you know, the FCS team that we played was in the Final 8. Chattanooga, so they were a very good team. And then our first 3 MAC games were on the road at Toledo, home against Ohio, and on the road at Northern Illinois. So, you know, our guys, we just talked about just taking it one game at a time. We went into Purdue, played a really complete football game and won that game. Came back on homecoming and beat a very good Ohio team, and then went to Northern Illinois and beat them, and they're our conference champion. And I said to somebody, the unique thing about this game is both teams, Western Kentucky and ourselves, both have beaten their conference champions. So I think that shows on any given day both these teams are very capable to be the best in their conferences. But we just have a team of guys that work. They're very blue collar. They work very hard. They have a great mindset. They're tough. We try to be very physical, and we just try to play one game at a time and take it one game at a time. And I think as their schedule laid out, we just continue to get better and found a way to win some close games there along the way as well. And you know, again, this is a reward. You know, when every Division I football team starts the season, one of their goals they put up there in their first team meeting is that they want to be able to play in a bowl game, and this team has accomplished that, and we're very proud of them. And there's not a better place that anybody's playing in than we have the opportunity to play in here. So we are very, very blessed to be here, and we've had a great preparation, a great week, and we look forward to playing tomorrow.
Let's open it up to questions for Coach and our 2 student athletes.
Coach, you say it's a reward for the players, but how does this help to have the extra practices for your younger classes?
Yeah, great question. I think we were able to get in 14 extra practices, which really adds up to being an extra spring ball. So, especially earlier in the preparation, we spent a lot of time working our younger players in practice. Allowed them to scrimmage, allowed them to get coached, allowed them to watch themselves on video a little bit more than they would be able to. So this really helps. You know, and 2 years ago, when we were in the bowl game, in the Little Caesars Bowl, the same thing occurred. And, you know, these guys were both young players at the time, so they benefited from that as well. And then last year, you know, we finished 6-6, but we did not get into a bowl, unfortunately, so we lost that practice time, and I really felt that put us behind a little bit. So the extra practices have been very good, and I think, you know, as you would talk to any coach in the country, they would all say that all teams benefit from that experience.
Coach, could you talk about that game 2 years ago when you were up there? Could you talk about the challenges maybe a little different with this team than what you saw with the team two seasons ago?
Yeah, it's a different team. I think the Western Kentucky team from 2 years ago was similar in the fact that they were kind of a West Coast system under Coach Taggart, and you know, they like to throw the ball and be balanced and everything. And I think Coach Baum from his Coach Petrino tree is very similar in the fact that there's a lot of West Coast principles in there, but there's just I think they're emphasizing the pass more than what they did a couple years ago. I think they were kind of tried to be a run-first team a couple years ago. The quarterback is obviously playing at a very high level. I think they have great skill, wideouts, running backs. I think their offensive line is very good. So I think it's a lot different makeup, a lot different looking team than I remember seeing 2 years ago. And then defensively, you know, the multiplicity that they play with, and a lot of man coverage, and getting in and out of a lot of different fronts creates issues. But pretty much from the top to bottom, it looks like a lot different team.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
That's it.
At this time, I would like to introduce two people who were very instrumental with this game in the Bahamas, helped us out a lot with the logistics and the promotion and just the general feeling of what this game brings to this country. To my immediate left, the Minister of Tourism for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, and next to him, the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Joy Gilbert. Mr. Wilchcombe, I'll leave it to you for your remarks.
Well, thank you very much. It's certainly wonderful to be a part of this new opportunity for the Bahamas, to welcome you from the United States of America and to join in what I believe will become something that will be stable in our country, the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. We think it's a tremendous opportunity not only to show the world our wonderful nation, but also to show the world our love for sport, and to show you how close we are. You're just across the water. And when you come to our nation, you begin to appreciate that we are hospitable people who understand and appreciate sport, know the value of sport to young men and young women, and know how sport has helped young men and young women to alleviate their poverty levels and to move into superstructures in their lives. We in the Bahamas have done the same. We have outstanding athletes who've done very well, and one or two who play professional football. So we want to welcome you to our nation. We want you to enjoy everything that you can whilst you're here. The stay is short, but the short stay does not mean that you shouldn't take in more and as much as you can of the Bahamas, and then you must come back. So let me thank you very much for being a part of this wonderful experience for the Bahamas. On behalf of our people, we're grateful. We're grateful to Popeye because you joining in to show that you support. We welcome you, and we hope that you stay here for a very long time. So welcome to the Bahamas. Welcome to this wonderful bowl opportunity, and let the best team win.
Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue.
Good morning, everyone. I would just like to add my words of welcome to those of Mr. Wilchcombe's. We truly are delighted to have all of you here visiting with us, and we are so excited at this inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. We're of course delighted that we can showcase our beautiful islands. And it's a great opportunity to remind everyone that we are indeed the islands of the Bahamas and not just Nassau and Paradise Island. So when you're finished with the game, we'd like to welcome you either to stay on or do come back and visit us and visit some of the other islands that offer just every and any experience that you could imagine a tropical vacation should offer. So thank you to Popeyes, the sponsors. Thank you to Michigan and Kentucky. And we really look forward to the game tomorrow. And I add again to what Minister has said, may the best team win. But also, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2015. Thank you very much.
If we have brief questions for the Minister or the Director General, and after that we will have a photo opportunity with the trophies with Mr. Munoz and Mr. Banowski. Okay, we'll have the photo opportunity with Hector and Britton here up the stage with the helmets. That concludes the formal part of the press conference. Some of our folks will be available here for some brief one-on-ones in the back of the room. We thank you for coming. We'll see you tomorrow at the game.